Hello and welcome to Racing News 365's preview of the Dutch Grand Prix, the first round following the summer break. My name is Nick Golding and we are going to look ahead to the 15th round of the 2024 F1 season. But before we get on with the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. On that note, let's get on with the video. After 3 weeks away, F1 is finally back this weekend for the start of the second half of the season. It feels like forever since the Belgian Grand Prix, but here is a quick rundown of all the big news from during the summer break. Just a day into the summer break, and it was confirmed that Carlos Sainz will join Williams next season on a multi-year deal. The Spaniard will partner Alex Albon and replace American Logan Sargent, who looks set to leave the series. Just a matter of hours after the Sainz news dropped, Red Bull revealed that Sergio Perez and Daniel Ricciardo would remain in their current seats until the end of the season, with the former having surprised several people, including former Haas team principal Gunther Steiner, who featured on the Racing News 365 podcast during the summer.
I'm with you guys. Don't feel you did it wrong. I said it on TV, on German TV on Sunday. I don't think we see Checo back after the summer break. I didn't do a podcast a few hours before, but I said it on live TV. So I don't look any better. But I think 90% of the people which are in Formula One said that, if not more than 90%. I was as surprised as you guys that when I read it, were like, whoa.
A couple of days later, and Alpine's new team principal was announced, with high-tech GP director and team boss Oliver Oates taking on the role. That was not the only big team principal news, as it was also confirmed that Red Bull sporting director Jonathan Wheatley will become Audi's team principal in 2026. All of that news fell in the first week of the summer break, before all the factories shut down for 2 weeks. With the factories back open and F1 ready to roar again, let's look at the stats and facts about the Dutch Grand Prix. Contracted until only 2025, the Dutch Grand Prix is one of the most unique races on the calendar, with Zandvoort featuring 2 heavily banked corners which are steeper than the turns in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Zandvoort is a fascinating short circuit which consists of fast, medium and slow speed corners, making it a real challenge but also a joy for the drivers. This weekend will mark the 34th Dutch Grand Prix, all of which have been hosted in Zandvoort. The first as part of the F1 World Championship took place back in 1952. With 4 victories, F1 legend Jim Clark is the Dutch GP's most successful driver, with his 4th win in Zandvoort having been claimed in 1967. 3 of his 4 wins came consecutively, a record currently shared with home hero Max Verstappen. Since the Dutch Grand Prix returned to the F1 calendar in 2021 after a 35-year hiatus, Verstappen has won every year. Should he win this weekend, it would mark his 4th consecutive home win, claiming him the record for most consecutive victories and most victories in general at the Dutch Grand Prix. With 8 wins, Ferrari is the most successful team in the event. Coming in at 4.259 kilometers, Zandvoort is the second shortest circuit on the calendar, with a lap lasting around 70 to 75 seconds in the dry. The race consists of a reasonable 72 laps, which sees those that finish the race cover 306.587 kilometers in total distance. The old school circuit consists of just 14 corners, with overtaking being quite challenging but possible in turns 1 and 11. The most famous corners are the banked turns 3 and 14. Zandvoort consists of 2 short DRS zones, the first between corners 10 and 11, and the second between the last and first corners. In terms of the timetable, F1 this weekend will follow its traditional format, although some sessions are earlier than usual for a European event. For all session times in CET, please see the graphic on the screen. For those in the UK, listen closely. Free Practice 1 on Friday gets underway at 11:30 AM, whilst FP2 starts mid-afternoon at 3 PM. Third practice on Saturday is at 10:30 in the morning, before qualifying gets going at 2 PM. The race on Sunday keeps its usual slot of 2 PM in the afternoon. In terms of the weather, according to our friends at we'ronline.nl, Friday will be the warmest day of the weekend, with the temperature reaching 22 degrees Celsius. However, strong gusts will be a significant problem, with some gusts from the southwest expected to reach up to 75 kilometers an hour. Rain in the afternoon is also a possibility. Whilst rain is a possibility on Friday, it is very much expected on Saturday, with current forecasts projecting a wet qualifying session and also the same southwesterly gusts, but this time of 60 kilometers an hour. The temperature will also be cooler at only 20 degrees Celsius. Race day should be dry, although the cooler temperatures and gusts will remain. Because of the strong wind, rain cannot be completely ruled out, as it could be blown in from the coast. What happened in last season's Dutch Grand Prix? Well, on the topic of rain, last season's Dutch GP was the scene of a dramatic and eventful race due to a constant change in weather conditions. A crash for Daniel Ricciardo in second practice at turn 3 saw him taken to hospital for surgery on a broken hand, resulting in several races on the sideline. Reserve driver Liam Lawson was introduced as his replacement from FP3. In qualifying, Verstappen secured pole ahead of Lando Norris by 0.6 of a second, whilst Logan Sargent in P10 was a surprise figure in Q3. Lewis Hamilton did not enjoy good qualifying. He was eliminated in Q2. The race was chaotic from the get-go, with heavy rain having started to fall on the opening lap of the race. As a result, all 20 drivers pitted for intermediate tyres across the opening laps. Not long later, everyone was pitting yet again for slick tyres, before the heavens opened for a second time in the closing laps. The rain was so heavy, the race was red flagged. When action resumed, Verstappen held on for victory ahead of Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly, who claimed a shock podium for Alpine due to a 5-second time penalty for Sergio Perez, who sped in the pit lane. One of the big stories of this weekend is whether Verstappen can deliver a magic performance for the hundreds of thousands of Dutch supporters he will have in attendance. Verstappen has claimed just one podium in the last 4 races and will want to return from the summer by claiming an emphatic win. If he does, then his 78-point lead over Norris could increase to a point where he can put one hand on the world title. Ahead of this weekend, Verstappen said, "It was good to spend some time relaxing with family and friends over the summer break, and we are feeling refreshed and ready for the second half of the season. It is great to start it back at my home race. It is always a fantastic atmosphere and the fans are incredible. So it is a special one for me. It is a great circuit with its short straight and narrow track, and hopefully we can come back even stronger for this race. We are looking forward to the week ahead, and hopefully we can be fighting for the win." For Verstappen's closest title rival Lando Norris, he needs to beat Verstappen this weekend to keep his faint title dream alive. The summer break has killed all momentum for McLaren, although it will be regained with a strong performance. A good weekend for Norris will likely see McLaren eat further into Red Bull's 42-point lead in the Constructors' Championship and see his chances of taking the fight to Verstappen for the driver's crown increase. Ahead of the weekend, Norris said, "We are back. I had a great time over summer break. It's always good to take some time off and focus on spending time with family and friends. I feel refreshed and ready for the final 10 races of the year. I'm looking forward to the Dutch Grand Prix. It's a good race to start the second half of the season. There are always a lot of fans in the crowd who bring a great atmosphere to be a part of. It's also a fun circuit to drive. Hopefully, we can continue where we left off and continue bringing the fight for wins and podiums." It looks set to be a weekend full of action and drama. Be sure to let us know your predictions in the comment section below. And on top of that, smash a like on this video and subscribe to the RacingNews365.com channel. We will see you this weekend for the Dutch Grand Prix. See you later.